In the field of game design, it is quite common for things such as characters, levels, and environments to be drawn before they're actually created in the game. So the game designers have a good feel for what the game world is going to look like. So we are going to do that here on the web app PaintZ. So I'm going to go to that link that I put in my directions page, and we're going to see what PaintZ looks like. It's going to load. It's going to give you this welcome message. Just click the X to get out of that. And here is our canvas. Not to be confused with the canvas, but the canvas we're going to draw on. And I asked you to make this, if you go back to the directions, a size of 1500 by 500 pixels. So how can we do that? Well, let's look at the top here. These are all of the options that we can use for this program. And near the left, we see the crop or scale button. I'm going to click that, and on this button right here, I'm going to click on the percent and choose pixels. Now I can specify the number of pixels that I want this project to be. So this is the width, and this is the height. So 1500 is going to stretch out this way, and 500 will go down a little bit more. So I'll click resize. Okay, it kind of barely went down, but that's all I need. So the reason we are expanding the size of this is because our scene isn't just going to end when we reach the end of that box. So the way you have it now in Unity is that the scene isn't very wide. We are going to make it wider so the character will be able to, run a fair distance before reaching the goal. Alright, and in this case, scene does mean level. I sometimes use those words interchangeably. I'm going to stick with the word scene though, just because, one syllable takes less time to say than two. But when I say scene, I mean you're running across the level. It doesn't always mean that, but it does in this case. In this case, they are one and the same. So we are just going to use some of these drawing tools to illustrate what our level is going to look like. You don't have to be an expert artist to do this, but we should be able to make it out. You don't have to be an expert artist to do this, but we should be able to clearly make out what your level is going to look like based on this drawing. So how are we going to start? Let's start with the ground. The rectangle tool is pretty good for that. Now, let's see, what colors can I choose from here? Okay, so if I click this, I can really choose any color I want. I want to choose a brownish color. So if I move along this, actually, you know what? I want the outline to be black, and the fill can be brown. You kind of have to go to orange. Okay, let's see how this is going to look. Now I'll just draw my rectangle. I can add the grass on top of it later. Okay. So here is one rectangle. Let's say there's going to be a gap. It may not be perfectly level. This might be a little bit lower than that. That's okay. Maybe we'll have another gap. Maybe this will be like a really skinny platform. It'd be tricky. Maybe we'll have two. And then we'll reach the end over here. I could probably grab... let me try this airbrush. You know what? Nah. I'll grab this line. And I'm just going to draw one right here and then undo it. Okay. Control Z to undo. I'll make this like a thickness of 10. And I'll select green. You know what? I want this whole thing to be green. Okay, that should do it. I can draw the grass right here, but you know what? If I hold down shift as I click and drag, I'll make the line perfectly straight. This works for vertical lines too. And, diagonal lines. So we don't have to worry about trying to draw it perfectly straight because it will do it for us. Now we can clearly see that this is the ground, or these are the platforms we're going to be running and jumping on. Yeah, you don't have to get to go right to the corner. I just want to do that. All right, so we have our ground. We also need to have some floating platforms, because what's a 2D game without floating platforms, right? I think I'll draw these pretty much the same way. I'll draw a green line with a brown line underneath. Yeah, that'll be good, because grass always grows on floating platforms. Right here. I ask you to put at least 5. Maybe one up here to dare the player to try to clear the whole thing, and then they probably won't be able to. They'll probably be able to make it to here. And who knows, maybe some more up here. We are going to be placing coins into our scene for the player to collect. Optional coins. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let me select a brownish color. If you go near yellow or orange and go down toward the darker area. I'm just going to do the same for both, just for good measure. Hold down Shift. So your drawing should be at least as detailed as this. And if it wasn't, then it probably wouldn't even be a drawing, if you think about it. Look at this masterpiece. All right. So here are our platforms. Now let's place some coins on here. So for this, I think the oval tool will be pretty good. And I will just select a color. I want to just set the same color for both, and it doesn't seem to want me to do that. I don't know. Alright, well, whatever. Okay, now it's, for the most part, yellow. Maybe you'll put like one in front of near where the player is going to start. One up on this platform to entice the player to climb it. If you hold down Shift, you'll create a perfect circle. So that's useful to know. They don't all have to be the exact same size. Maybe I'll put a coin like floating up here to encourage the player to jump up to this platform. And as a reward, they'll get 3 more. A couple more right here. I ask that you put at least 10 coins. I'm not going to put a coin on every platform. I feel like I want to put something that's hard to reach right here. Maybe one that's kind of low to the ground, so if the player does a full jump, they won't get it. They'll have to risk doing a short hop, which will risk them falling down. Alright, we want to put the player in as much danger as possible. And here's a little reward for getting near the end of this stage or scene. Now, I'm no math expert, but I'm pretty sure that's more than 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, I was close. Alright. Alright, so I got my coins. Let's see. So, I got my platforms, I got my coins. 2 checkpoints your character will restart from if they fall into a gap. The gaps, of course, are this. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Now, what should I use for the checkpoints? Oh, okay. Well, if you ever want to erase something, we can use the eraser, but that's... Oh, it's yellow. Well, okay, set this... I guess you have to set the eraser to white, which is kind of weird. Alright, well, I'm going to undo that anyway. Alright, now let's see. Checkpoints. I guess I can use really thick lines in this case. So, I'll set the line thickness... I wonder what it's going to look like if I set it to 30. Nothing happened. Oh, I went back too far. Control Y to redo. Oh, I know why. This might happen to you. Because I set the color to white and the background's white. Okay, so to represent the checkpoints, I'm going to use a color I haven't used yet. Red. The background's going to be blue. So I want to use something that's completely different. So let's give them a checkpoint when they reach... Oh, okay. When they reach this. And let's put a checkpoint... No. Right here. I feel like something should go on top of this. Maybe trees can represent checkpoints? I'll go ahead and do that. So much for using red. Okay, so can I get brown again? I really need to figure out this whole two-color thing. It's kind of annoying. I could just type the same number. Yeah, so these are color codes. They correspond to a specific color. If you copy and paste one into the other, then the colors will be identical. I'm holding down Shift. The trees will represent checkpoints. And I'm going to grab the paintbrush, brush. I'll choose this lighter green. Oh, I guess I got to do this again. Copy, paste. There. Alright, now I just need to indicate where the character is going to start. Obviously, we don't know what our character looks like yet. We just need to draw an indication. So what can I use for this? I think just drawing an arrow is fine. I don't see why not. I really will use red this time. Okay. And can I add text? Yeah. No, I can't. I have to draw a text box first. Okay. I knew that. Player start. Okay, that's good enough. Player start. And there shouldn't be any blank space here. So what I want to do is grab the rectangle. I'm almost done. I know you get impatient there. Just hold on. Game design takes time. And you're probably not doing anything else right now anyway, right? Alright, and now I'm going to, let's see. Yeah, okay. Can I get this to go behind stuff? I'm gonna need to do that. Oh, you know what? Undo. I know an easy way. I'm looking at it right now. The flood fill, sometimes called the paint bucket in programs such as Photoshop or programs like that. I'm just gonna click this and then boom. Yeah, that was much easier than what I did before. Okay. So let's see if we covered all this. Drawing size, check. All representation. Well, this is for you. Use at least as much detail as I drew them. Entire scene's colored in. Character position, platforms, coins, checkpoints, goal. Alright, we are done. So as long as you have something like this, you are golden. I got that last spot there. You are golden. So we are going to recreate this in our game in Unity. The only thing that I neglected to put here actually is the slanted hill. But we might not include a slanted hill in our game. We're really just doing that to test the physics, but no, actually, we're probably gonna include one. I don't know, maybe not. It won't be totally necessary that we do, at least for this drawing. And our scene may change from this. Probably not too significantly. It shouldn't change too significantly, but it might go through some changes here and there. Last but not least, we need to save our work. Yeah, don't just click the X as soon as you're done. So let's go over and click this save button, or press Control S. Give it a name. I shall call it Scene Drawing because that's actually the name of the assignment. We can keep it in this format. It just doesn't matter. Let's click save. And click OK. Although, on your computer, it might save to somewhere automatically. Maybe, maybe not. Just make sure you know where it's saving to. In this case, I'm just going to save it to the desktop and just call it scene drawing, which it's already named. Alright, and now it is saved. And that is it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.